Now, something quite interesting has happened. The Guardian newspaper in the UK has said that it's no longer going to be posting on X or Twitter or Elon Musk's hellhole, whatever you call it these days, because of misinformation, and it's becoming a toxic site to use. Now, the Guardian's decision to leave Twitter is quite interesting. It's built into this narrative of why the hell we still on that website, what the hell has happened to it, the misinformation that's on it, how it helped Donald Trump win the US election, and Elon Musk himself, and why everyone, and especially journalists and media organisations, are now jumping ship into Blue Sky or other social media platforms.
By the way, your martinis suck!
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do? Start your own casino? In your treehouse? And get all your little friends to come? I'd like to see that!
Ah, yeah, welcome. Have a lucky day.
Well, he certainly showed me.
It's quite interesting what's happened and the discussion around it and the debate and the comments and people saying why they should stay and why they shouldn't stay. In this video, I'm going to explain why The Guardian has said that they're leaving X, why journalists are no longer using Twitter, how useful it was at one point, and what this means actually for the social media platform and its user base. I'm going to read the whole thing for you now, but because of people's attention spans getting lower and lower and the YouTube algorithm and all this and that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on screen for you now, but alongside me sharing videos of my cats doing stupid things, so you're still interested while you hear my dull voice. I hope that helps. Anyway, so The Guardian said, "We wanted to let readers know that we will no longer post on any official Guardian editorial accounts on the social media site X, formerly Twitter. We think that the benefits of being on X are now outweighed by the negatives and that resources could be better used promoting our journalism elsewhere. This is something we have been considering for a while, given the often disturbing content promoted or found on the platform, including far-right conspiracy theories and racism. The US presidential election campaign served to only underline what we considered for a long time, that X is a toxic media platform and that its owner, Elon Musk, has been able to use its influence to shape political discourse. X users will still be able to share our articles, and the nature of live news reporting means we will still occasionally embed content from X within our article pages. Our reporters will also be able to carry on using the site for news gathering purposes, just as they use other social networks in which we do not officially engage. Social media can be an important tool for news organisations and help us reach new audiences, but at this point, X now plays a diminished role in promoting our work. Our journalism is available and open to all on our website, and we would prefer people to come to theguardian.com and support our work there. Thankfully, we can do this because our business model does not rely on viral content tailored to the whims of social media giants' algorithms. Instead, we're funded directly by our readers. You can support The Guardian today from just £1/$1. So there you go, the main points are it's a toxic media platform, Elon Musk is using it to shape his own political interests and shaping discourse out there, especially during the US presidential election, and they're not really getting much value out of using X anymore, which is really interesting. And I think to say within hours of posting that, I think The Guardian's reasons for it were somewhat justified based on the comments they got. You do not need to announce your departure. Goodbye and good riddance. The Guardian is not so bold after all. This will soon be The Guardian's biggest article of all time. That's the X effect. We get it. Community notes means you can't lie with impunity anymore. So sad for you propagandists. Bye. Interesting. Fantastic news. Now F off with your woke propaganda. Woke. Hysterical. The trash takes itself out on this platform. In other words, no one is buying your woke lies. You are getting called out, and rather than changing your ways, you are leaving because you cannot handle the truth. So in those tweets alone, you can sort of see The Guardian's point and what they were saying when they referred to it as being a toxic social media platform. I mean, it's got so bad, Clifton Suspension Bridge has left X. Yeah, a bloody bridge. It's also really just interesting, The Guardian decision, because you can see it in two ways. You can see on one hand that, yeah, they're right to leave a social media platform that doesn't really give them any merit anymore, and it's become less and less useful. But on the other hand, you could say, well, why don't they counteract this misinformation, the cesspit that's become Twitter, and, you know, be resistant to something? It's an interesting debate, and there's a lot of people have had their own thoughts on it, and I'll be interested to see what you guys think about it. Quite a milestone here. I mean, a lot of people have been saying about how Twitter's just become unusable, the misinformation, the blue ticks, the engagement bait, just the mess of the platform, and of course the ads. The ads are bloody everywhere, and it's become this unusable site. It's quite interesting seeing how Twitter is now. I remember Twitter for journalists and media organisations was like the important social media platform to have. Obviously, Facebook had the biggest reach and the biggest audience, so it's important to have a social media presence on there. But Twitter was the place to be if you were a journalist or a media organisation. So Twitter was quite a unique platform for journalists, and why it was so revered by journalists and the media, because it was just so easy and it was public and it was free. Now, personally speaking, I've been a journalist for 7 years now, and throughout that and beyond, I have been on Twitter. Now, Twitter is a great news gathering source. It's great for finding out updates in your local area. You might get DMs tipping you off to stuff. You might browse the social media tags and the trending topics, or just little tags on there to see if, like I say, a new shop is opening or something's happening in the local area. Pretty good little tool to have. But it was also really good for like breaking news, because the thing about Twitter, and specifically, well, it was Twitter was good for this, but also TweetDeck. So if something was happening, like a road was closed or there'd been a crash, you could search that road on there and do like location based tweets, and you could find people there at that moment in time sharing updates, sharing photos, sharing just little bits of information that you can then pile into live blogs, you can pile into stories, and then you can then approach these people and say, are you happy for us to use your photo, or can you quickly speak to us for an interview? That's why Twitter was just so good. Now it's shit, and it is shit, and it's just completely different to what it was in its heyday. So according to the digital news report from the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism this year, 11% of those surveys said they used X or Twitter for news over the preceding week. But that was lower than Instagram, which was 15%, WhatsApp, which is 16%, YouTube, which was 22%, Facebook, which was 26%, but more than TikTok, which was 8%. So Twitter was this real-time thing where you get your news there and then. You could get yourself wrapped into your own niche and get your news like almost immediately. And it wasn't like butchered by algorithms like it is on Facebook. And it was a really helpful tool, but now it isn't. You go on the For You tab and you get ads, you get something right-wing put towards you, and it's quite alarming. You get engagement bait, you get fake stuff, misinformation, stuff that you might not be interested in, but you get the occasional tweet from someone you followed that you might have missed. Now, The Guardian isn't the only news brand that has left the social media platform. NPR left last year, and then PBS left it shortly after. And the thing about it as well, NPR even said that they didn't have any impact on the traffic just because they weren't sharing on Twitter anymore. So you're sort of seeing a pattern here. You're sort of seeing that it's okay for news publishers to leave these sites if they're just not getting anything out of these media platforms. I know that a lot of news brands, they get a lot of traffic, particularly on Facebook, to their online news websites. But the thing with algorithms and, you know, the limiting of news on social media networks, it's sort of limiting that actual impact. And it's quite prominent this on Twitter. I mean, Elon Musk bought Twitter and he wants to use it to be a platform for freedom of speech, which basically means what he likes, and if you don't agree with him, then you can jog on. Elon Musk had his own role in the US presidential election, not just by endorsing Trump, but also by, you know, tweaking the algorithms and making it more prominent for right-wingers to be more of his views, and really turn the tide, the feeling on Twitter. Twitter used to be this core twee thing, quite nice, and if you wanted to settle within a niche or a demographic, you could do that. But now it's sort of, you know, you could just be into football, and right-wing stuff and political agendas and very like cultural stuff gets pushed onto you. I've had it myself on my own social media feed, and it's not great when you've had a long day and you just want to look at memes. And Elon Musk has been rewarded by Donald Trump by giving his own department, the Department of Government Efficiency, so DOGE, you know, obviously, which is reference to his favourite crypto coin. I also can't believe that Elon Musk is heading up something about efficiency, considering, you know, have you seen Tesla? Have you seen the Cybertruck? You've seen that sort of thing. There's a load of things with Elon Musk. I wouldn't say he's efficient. I just think he's a bit of an idiot, really. And the Guardian's decision to leave X comes as Jack, the guy who made Twitter, they're now going to his social media platform Blue Sky, or they're going to Threads, which is owned by Facebook's very own Mark Zuckerberg. And these user bases are now rising as Twitter's is now falling. So it's interesting to see if other media brands leave as well. I think I've seen a lot of journalists leave as well. And, you know, every time I open my own Threads account, which you can follow right here, I've seen that every time I'd see to open it, it's a journalist goes on there and they say, I finally left Twitter and I've wanted to join Threads. How do I do Threads? Is this thing? What is journalism Threads? Can I get new followers, please? How do I follow, you know, and all that? It's, yeah, it's just a really interesting time. Now, with The Guardian leaving, do I think that other news brands are going to leave? Probably. I think they will in the next few weeks, next few months, but not immediately. But it's caused a bit of debate about leaving X and leaving a social media platform. When does it get enough? When are you just fed up with a social media platform? When are you just fed up with, you know, just what you've been fed to and rising above it? Or is it changing your behaviour? It's a really interesting discourse that I think everyone's talking about. It's a news story that's been in the news for a few days now. So I'm interested to see what everyone else's thoughts are. Do you really care the fact that the Guardian has decided to leave X? Do you think it's a great idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Now, if you could drop me a like on this video if you liked it, that'd be really much appreciated. If you could drop some thoughts in the comments below, that'd be really also much appreciated. And please share your thoughts, good or bad. Even if I disagree with them, I don't care. Just share your thoughts. What do you think about The Guardian leaving X? And do you think other news brands are going to leave them as well? Here's something about ads on news sites and why they're so bad. And here's something also you might like based on your algorithm and your likes and dislikes. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you stick around here. If you did like the videos, please subscribe. And hopefully I'll get to see you again here soon. Take care for now.